He'll be talking about the mobile traded bond, that is the Emma Kiba, and why this time round they are keen on getting it right. Also on the program, we shall be telling you the latest preparations ahead of the French president who is expected in the country from the 14th of March, President Emmanuel Macron, who will be holding talks with President Uhuru Kenyatta alongside other regional leaders coming next week. We have that coming up on the program this afternoon. But first, let's take a look at some stories we've prepared for you as of this hour. Well, the Kenya Food Security Steering Group has released a report on food security across 23 arid and semi-arid areas. Key findings from the assessment, which determined the impact of the 2018 October to December short rains, noted that the food security situation deteriorated in the pastoral and marginalized areas. While the weatherman has so far projected that the average rains are expected to bring about a regeneration of forage and water resources by late March to early April of 2019, with the livestock prices expected to rise with pasture gradually becoming abundant. Farmers have been urged to take advantage of the situation and prepare their farms.
The deterioration was not major due to positive impact of 2018 March to May long rains, which resulted in substantial regeneration of pasture, improved crop production, and subsequent improved food and nutrition security situation. The positive impacts have mitigated the otherwise negative effects of the below average 2018 short rain. So basically, the fairly stable situation that we see today is as a result of the good long rains that we experienced in the previous season.
But generally livestock condition is good to fair. Prices are high and the terms of trade are extremely good for livestock keepers. And I would like to say it's really the responsibility of the farmers themselves to take advantage of the current situation. They should be selling their stock now while they're getting a good price, rather than waiting for the conditions to deteriorate. So at the moment there's no plans for any livestock offtake. It should be a normal market transaction. Perhaps what is lacking is the understanding of the livestock owners is now is time to take advantage of that good market for livestock.
Well, data compiled by Global Data Wealth Insight exclusively for the Wealth Report showed that the number of dollar millionaires in Kenya grew to 9,482 in 2018, increasing by 3.3% from the 9,176 in the previous year. Well, according to the 2019 edition of the Wealth Report published by Knight Frank, it shows that most of the investment is seen to go to properties, for it is seen as the most secure form of investment.
Residential is clearly the leading sector, but that's not single houses that they're going to rent out to people. This is the multi-housing sector. So this is big blocks of flats that investors buy and then they lease out to lots of individuals. Same here. And, you know, the reasons why they want to invest in properties, you know, it's a tangible asset class. You know, this people are saying perhaps, you know, stock markets, equity markets are reaching their peak. There was a sort of dip earlier this year, then they came back, but people are perhaps a little bit more nervous about those traditional asset classes. You know, they just see a lot of potential in commercial property because you can buy it and then you can add value to it. You can make your offices better, you can increase the rental values. You know, once you've bought your stocks and shares, you're at the mercy of the market. And what's going to happen over the next 5 years? Well, again, we can see that Kenya stands out very strongly within the African continent in terms of wealth creation.
So that technically means that the continent will see about 20 millionaires in the year 2019. Quite a big feat indeed. Well, let's take you to that report on the upcoming visit by French President. Well, Kenya is set to host French President Emmanuel Macron ahead of the United Nations Environmental Assembly to be held in Gigiri. Well, KTN had an exclusive interview with the French ambassador to Kenya, Alain Couste-Meneguer, who highlights some of the major plans ahead of the visit, even as the visit is expected to be heavy on business and climate change, as well as sustainable cities.
In 5 days, we will have the first visit of a French president in Kenya. It's a key moment for France, and it's also a key moment because our relationships has grown so fast in the last few years. I think in economic terms, we have more than 100 companies now based in Kenya. We are France being quoted as being the third investor in Kenya. We have Agence Française de Développement, our development agency, having Kenya as its first partner in sub-Saharan Africa in terms of exposure. Agence Française de Développement is a key player in terms of supporting the big fours, but also in the education, higher education, research, vocational training. There is more and more interest from the French partners to partner with Kenya. Partnering meaning working both ways, having more Kenyan students in France, but also more French students, more French teachers, more researchers working together with Kenya. It will be also a key topic of the visit. There will be some signature of partnerships between big French universities and counterparts in Kenya. There will be discussions about vocational training. There will be discussion on more research, including on blue economy, a lot of topics. The key topics will also be around sustainable environment, sustainable cities, because French companies has a big expertise in this respect. It will be an area that will be highlighting during the visit, and also sustainable city at the global level, because Kenya is a key player with the seat of UNEP, and also with a bigger and bigger interest shown by Kenya, and in particular President Uhuru Kenyatta, to commit on these global issues, to support the multilateral system. So there will be also part of the visit will be devoted to France and Kenya together, the two presidents supporting these key issues.